All right. Good evening and welcome to the January 14th Bloomington Planning Commission meeting. The Planning Commission advises the City Council on development proposals, development standards, long-range planning, and transportation issues. Some items the Planning Commission has the final decision authority, and others the City Council will make the final decision. The Planning Commission is made up of 7 volunteers that are appointed by the City Council. Tonight we have 6, so we have a quorum. And but before we start tonight, let's stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Tonight's meeting, we have 2 agenda items before us. Mr. Markegard, what's the first item?
Sure.
Sorry, give you the standard protocol for our meetings now.
Yeah. So this is our 17th meeting since the pandemic began, 17th remote meeting. And we have just 2 people here in the council chambers, the chair and myself. All of the other commissioners are participating remotely, as are the applicants and members of the public. However, we can still take testimony, so if you have any comments to add, please call this number on the screen, 952-563-8926, or email planning@bloomingtonmn.gov, and then we will be able to get you live in the discussion. So we'll have this number scrolling across the screen throughout tonight's meeting. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Markegard. All right. So tonight, as I said, we have 2 agenda items in front of us. The first item, Service Restoration Edition. Mr. Markegard, do you have some information for us on that?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, the applicant for that application has withdrawn, so no action is necessary this evening. Just wanted to update that for anybody that may have seen the notice.
Okay, thank you. So moving on to item number 2, Health Club Conditional Use Permit at 6301 Cecilia Circle. Who has a staff report on that?
And Ms. O'Day will be presenting on that.
Ms. O'Day?
Yep, can you hear me all right?
We sure can.
All right, sounds good. Glenn, can you pass the share?
Sure. There you go.
Thank you. Let's see here. Okay, and can you see that okay?
Yes, we can see it.
And then let's see. Does that work?
All
Yes.
right, that's come up.
Are you seeing any of the WebEx bars or menus on it?
No.
Screen?
Nope.
Okay, good. All right, good evening, Madam Chair, or Mr. Chair, excuse me, Commissioners, Happy New Year. Item 1 on your agenda, or item 2 on the agenda tonight is for a conditional use permit for a health club. The address is 6301 Cecilia Circle. Surrounding uses include large office warehouse buildings. I-494 is to the south, City of Edina is to the north. The building is a multi-tenant building. Westwood Church occupies the southern portion of the building. Beyond PT, a health club that provided one-on-one training. Also a health club received approval from a planning commission late last year in November. They withdrew their interest in the site. However, their conditional use permit is still valid for 1 year. So staff is using the health club to determine parking for the site. This is the floor plan. JSAW, the subject tenant, would provide skateboard training to individuals of all ages and skill levels. JSAW is a faith-based organization, so they would incorporate religious education into their training. However, it is important to note that no Bible study or gatherings would be in the health club. They have partnered with the neighboring Westwood Church to utilize their facility for religious-based activities. So staff is recommending a condition that no assembly may take place in the subject health club space. Their hours of operation are 12 p.m. To 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and they're not open on Sundays. This is their floor plan. It basically consists of a large open area for their skateboard training, along with an office area, conference room, program room, and retail area. The conference room is used for staff and board meetings, while the program room would be used for skateboard-related teachings in a classroom format. And then the retail space would have clothing and skateboard-related items, but no sales to outside public would be allowed. And then some miscellaneous items. The available parking would be compliant. The health club use is not open on Sunday to avoid conflict with the neighboring place of assembly. Landscaping and lighting are both compliant and must continue to be maintained. And then lastly, the floor plans identify removing an overhead door and infilling it with a window. According to code, all trash and recycling must be kept inside, and the door must be kept to facilitate trash and recycling pickup. With that, we are recommending approval. This is a final decision by the Planning Commission unless an appeal is received. I believe the applicant or building representative is on the WebEx if there's any questions.
All right, thank you, Ms. O'Day. Commission members, any questions for staff? No, not seeing any. All right, would the applicant like to speak?
And Mr. Chair, Commissioners, we do not have the applicant in the WebEx at this time.
Okay. Ms. O'Day, you said they were planning to be in attendance. Is that correct?
Yeah, Chair Solberg, I know he was intending to. I'm not sure if there's any technical difficulties or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I would like to make sure they have the opportunity to speak, as we did move through that first agenda item because it was pulled from the applicant. So if we can, just a little bit here, I'm going to ask just a quick question, Ms. O'Day. And it really, if you could clarify, or Mr. Markegard, the retail sales, just to clarify how that's allowed in this use, or, and I understand it's not for outside. How do we make that determination, or what does the code say about that?
Yeah, Chair Solberg, it is, in my understanding, it's incidental. Oops, sorry, I'm getting a call actually from the applicant right now. So sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. I could, why don't you talk to the applicant, and Mr. Markegard could maybe continue that answer?
Perfect.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Commissioners, retail sales is not allowed in the zoning district. However, I believe in this case, the intent is to market products exclusively to members or users. And I don't know if I would even characterize it as marketing, or if it's more rental. But if we get the applicant here, they can definitely clarify the extent of that retail area.
Okay, that works.
And Ms. O'Day might be able to provide more details on that as well once she's off the call.
Sure, that's fine. All right, I don't have any other any further questions on the subject, so we'll just wait for Ms. O'Day at this point to come back on and continue the discussion. It's always something new.
Yeah.
As I can see, she's still on mute, so I'm assuming she's still talking to Mr. Anderson, I believe.
Yeah, and Mr. Chair, I did receive a text that it's very similar to tennis rackets at a tennis club or swimming goggles at a pool. very low level, customarily incidental sales to members.
Okay, incidental for the members. All right. Let's see. So I do we know if Mr. Anderson is still trying to make contact? I want
Not
to give him the
present
opportunity.
yet. One thing we could do is jump to item 3 and review the minutes and come back if you like.
Sure, we can certainly move that. We haven't necessarily opened the public portion of number 2, so all right. So in the meantime, commission members will move to Planning Commission synopsis. And just a quick review of this. The first Planning Commission synopsis is November 5th. All members were present except for Commissioner Albrecht. Is there a motion? Commissioner Goldsman?
I move to approve the draft Planning Commission meeting synopsis of November 5th as presented.
Okay, and a second, Commissioner Cookton?
Second.
All right. We have a motion to approve the November 5th, 2020 Planning Commission synopsis. All those in favor say aye by roll call. Commissioner Goldsman?
Aye.
Commissioner Corman?
Aye.
Commissioner Roman?
Aye.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Chair Solberg, I was absent.
Yep. All right. You're abstained. That's fine. Commissioner Abdi is not here. Commissioner Cookton?
Aye.
Was that an aye?
Aye.
Okay. I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. All right. Motion passes. All right. The next Planning Commission synopsis is November 19th. And again, all commissioners were present at that meeting except Commissioner Albrecht. Is there a motion? Commissioner Goldsman?
I move to approve the draft Planning Commission meeting synopsis for November 19th as presented.
All right, thank you. And a second, Commissioner Corman?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second in front of us to approve the November 19th, 2020 Planning Commission synopsis. All those in favor say aye by roll call. Commissioner Goldsman?
Aye.
Commissioner Corman?
Aye.
Commissioner Roman?
Aye.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Abstain.
Thank you. Commissioner Cookton?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Next item before us is the draft December 3rd, 2020 Planning Commission synopsis. And all members were present at that meeting. Commissioner Albrecht?
I move to approve the draft Planning Commission meeting synopsis of December 3rd, 2020 as presented.
All right. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Commissioner Goldsman?
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve the draft December 3rd, 2020 Planning Commission synopsis. All those in favor say aye by roll call. Commissioner Goldsman?
Aye.
Commissioner Corman?
Aye.
Commissioner Roman?
Aye.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Aye.
And Commissioner Cookton?
Aye.
And aye. Motion passes. Now on to the final draft Planning Commission synopsis for December 17th. And again, all commissioners were present at this one with the exception of Commissioner Goldsman. All right, do I have a motion? Commissioner Albrecht?
I move to approve the draft Planning Commission meeting synopsis of December 17th, 2020 as presented.
All right, thank you. Is there a second? Commissioner Corman?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the draft Planning Commission minutes from December 17th, 2020. All those in favor say aye by roll call. Commissioner Goldsman?
Abstain?
Thank you. Commissioner Corman?
Aye.
Commissioner Roman?
Aye.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Aye.
Commissioner Cookton?
Aye.
And I for myself, motion passes. And that concludes that. The item of Planning Commission synopsis is Mr. Markegard. Is Miss O'Day back online?
Mr.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we sure can, Miss O'Day.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. I did have a conversation with the applicant and he's not able to get on. So I'm not sure. Tried to walk him through the various methods of the WebEx, but I think he's just having a little bit of issue.
Okay. Miss O'Day, did he have anything additional to add to your staff report or anything he would like the Planning Commission to know?
No.
No. Okay. No additional comments from the applicant. Mr. Markegard, is there anybody from the public that would like to speak to this item?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we did not have anybody pre-register. Let's check in with Mr. Pease to see if anybody has called during the meeting. Mr. Pease, have we received any calls? Mr. Pease, if you can hear us, have we received any calls?
Mr. Markegard, if I may, I am just checking the planning inbox. And I have not seen any planning emails and I just text messaged Mr. Pease and he said no calls.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miss O'Day. Planning Commission members, hearing that there's nobody from the public that would like to speak to this item, I'd entertain motion to close public hearing. Commissioner Albrecht?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to close the public hearing.
All right, we have motion to close public hearing. Is there a second? Commissioner Goldsman?
Oh, second?
All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All those in favor say aye by a roll call. Commissioner Goldsman?
Aye.
Commissioner Corman?
Aye.
Commissioner Roman?
Aye.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Aye.
Commissioner Cookton?
Aye.
And I for myself. Motion passes. Public hearing is now closed. All right, commission members, any discussion on the application in front of us? I'll just start out with a quick comment. I think as I stated back in November, it's good to see some of these spaces used, and I can support the application as presented to us. Commission members, any other comments? All right, otherwise I entertain a motion. Commissioner Goldsman?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. In case PL 2020-230, having been able to make the required findings, I move to adopt a resolution approving a conditional use permit for an approximately 7,250 square foot health club in an existing multiple use building at 6301 Cecilia Circle, subject to the conditions and code requirements attached to the staff report.
All right, thank you. We have a motion. Is there a second? Commissioner Albrecht?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve case PL 2020-230 for the 7,250 square foot health club in an existing multiple use building. All those in favor say aye by roll call. Commissioner Goldsman?
Aye.
Commissioner Corman?
Aye.
Commissioner Roman?
Aye.
Commissioner Albrecht?
Aye.
Commissioner Cookton?
Aye.
And I for myself. Motion passes. And is this final decision, Mr. Markegard?
It is.
All right,
Final
so
decision unless an appeal is received by 4:30 p.m. on January 20th.
All right, thank you. And I believe that concludes our items for our planning commission tonight. Thank you.